Happy Saturday morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football guys. Wake up there, guys. Wake up. Wake up. There we go. Wake up, football guys. It's Saturday morning, guys. Oh, it's Saturday. And tomorrow, week number 6 in the NFL. And it's going to be a little bit easier for me because, well, our Cowboys, we don't play until Monday night. So I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to watch the Giants versus the Washington football team and the Eagles game. We'll do a live stream during both of those games. So that way we can follow what's going on the NFC least. And I mean least. How crazy is it that there are teams out there with as many, if not more, victories than the NFC East? It almost blows my mind that we have 4 victories in the division, 2 of which are in the division. Outside of the division, there's 2 victories. There's the 49ers that, shout out to the Eagles, they got the victory over their third string quarterback. And the Cowboys beating an 0-5 team in the Atlanta Falcons, who fired their coach. Wow. Talk about ineptitude, but hey, a win's a win, and the Cowboys get a chance to get a win and get to above 500. Excuse me, get to 500, because we're 2-3. Damn. Get to 500. It's hard to believe that we've only got 2 victories, and here it is, week 6. This really sucks. Anyway, Arizona Cardinals. They actually have a winning season, and the Arizona Cardinals got a nice young quarterback that can move around and has a play-making wide receiver. So when I woke up this morning, I was kind of chilling. I'm just kind of taking my time this morning. I got to run to D.C. where I built the plant box, just put some handles on there. It'll only take 5 minutes to do it, but it'll be about an hour's worth of driving. So I'm going to try something different on the way there. I have this, I'm a tech geek now, which is hard to believe because I'm usually technology challenged. But this is actually a wireless microphone, a Cerabotic. I've been using it lately, so when I do my fireside chats, it should sound a little bit better. Takes away a lot of the ambient noise, and literally it's like right here, so it's close. So I'm gonna actually try and do a podcast recording while I'm just driving. If I were having to commute every day to work, I would do a podcast and call it Road Rage. It would be the perfect name for a podcast while you're driving at work, because you're sitting in stop and go traffic, and you know how that goes. But anyway, when I woke up this morning, getting ready to get up, I was, checking my phone, because I always like to see something happened last night with our Cowboys or any news in the NFL and things. The Patriots are now, their facility is reopened after they had another positive test. And we're kind of seeing tests popping up like pimples all over the NFL. And I pray that they can get a grasp of this thing, that we aren't going to have an issue with COVID. It's been great. We've been spoiled a bit so far this season, but it's just lurking there. So on Bleacher Report, they had an article, and every player that a team should trade. I said, okay, let's see. So talking about the Atlanta Falcons, before the trade deadline. The Atlanta Falcons, they say, trade Matty Ice. And Matty Ice, the Falcons are looking at bringing in a new coach, and probably realizing that they've got high salary cap, and they may end up purging the roster and starting all over. And it doesn't sound like Matty Ice is part of the equation. Arthur Blank is literally tired of the giant meltdowns. So you can kind of see them saying, if we trade Matt Ryan right now to a team, that maybe we can get some value back to start the rebuilding process. And of course, one of those teams that's been desperate for a quarterback and has been trying to get a quarterback that also likes veteran quarterbacks would be the Denver Broncos. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. So I was curious to see who they would have for the Dallas Cowboys. And I know what the Dak haters would say: trade Dak Prescott. Yeah, but you can't trade somebody that's on a franchise tag that's injured. Okay, so get it out of here with that. Okay, so here's what they have for the Cowboys. 5 games into the 2020 season, we have a couple of things about the Dallas Cowboys. First is that Amari Cooper, Michael Gallop, CeeDee Lamb, and Cedric Wilson, and Noah Brown on the roster. The Cowboys may very well have the best wide receivers in the league. That's definitely better than the Eagles. I can guarantee you we definitely have better ones than the Eagles. The second, that the Dallas Cowboys defense is hot garbage, especially in the secondary. Even if Dak Prescott hadn't suffered a season-ending ankle injury, Cowboys' leaky defense was going to prevent that team from making a deep playoff run. And while the Cowboys are in pretty good shape relatively in the salary cap this year, it's a different story in 2021. Not exactly. If the salary cap drops because of the gate revenues to the 175, technically we had $2 million of cap space, which doesn't sound like a lot, but we also have $23 million of cap space that'll roll over. So that actually gets us to about 25. That's if the salary cap goes down. Now, and I may be wrong that the salary cap does go to 175, but I don't think the revenues are going to go down that much with the extra added revenue that they're getting from the advertisement that's on around the stadiums and things. Because understand that the gate revenue is only like 25%. I think also with the gambling and the online presence and with the the viewership that's up, and also getting some extra games like on Monday Night Football. We're going to have a Tuesday night game. To me, I think that they might make up some of it. I don't know that the salary cap's going to go down that much. I could be wrong. I don't know that it is. And in comparison to some teams, when you think about the Eagles, that I've been talking about for a while, because they have scheduled for like 263 million. 263. So you look at 175 for the Cowboys, 173 to 263. That team is cap hell, okay? As well as, I believe, the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Those teams, that's cap problems. Cowboys, not so much. Now, of course, we haven't signed Dak. Andy Dalton's not in the contract, but you still have 25 already. Okay. So, if Dak is going to renovate the defense next season, it's going to be in the draft. I agree. So why are we talking about trading somebody? Trading a young wideout just entering his prime would be a bold move, but the demand for the 24-year-old services would all but certainly be high. So you could return the team's receive what the team receives in trade. Yeah, but here's the thing. I want you to think about, say, Alvin Harper. Alvin Harper was great with the Dallas Cowboys because he had skills. He had Troy Aikman throwing to him. He had Michael Irvin. He had the best offensive line in football, which is also a running team, and teams couldn't double cover him. So in the slot, he was deadly. Thing was, what made Michael Gallop great for the Dallas Cowboys offense was because of the pieces that were around him. He goes elsewhere, you find out he's not as good as he could be. And I'm not saying that about Michael Gallop, but part of the reason why the Cowboys offense is as good as it is because you have the weapons that are there. Michael Gallup has got to be clutch. Michael Gallup has gotten rid of the drops that he used to have. Michael Gallup is because you have an Amari Cooper. Teams are rolling coverage that way because you have a CeeDee Lamb. It makes it easier with one-on-one coverage for Michael Gallup. If you take one of those parts away, now the load gets transferred to those guys. They don't become as effective. Now, it's great that you look at it and say, hey, you've got plenty of talent there. But if you start watering down the talent, now all of a sudden we're watering down that strength. And you could say, okay, we're going to trade them for draft picks for next year. We're already loaded with draft picks for next year. We are loaded with draft picks. We have a third, a fourth, a fifth, and a sixth round compensatory pick next year. And right now, the way it's looking, we'll probably be about maybe, we'll probably make the playoffs. So you look at it and say we'll be like 17th picking, which means you're going to have great picks already. Picks that are going to take time to develop. Trading Michael Gallop and weakening your offense, I'm not sure I'm ready to do that one. To me, that's a dumb move. That's just a dumb move right now. Right now, what you do is you use this season right now as a redshirt season. And I know that sounds bad to Cowboy fans right now. More than likely, we have a good chance to win our division. But what you do is now you start finding out who the players are on this team. Who are the guys that we can look at and say, yeah, that's a guy we definitely need to keep. And start tweaking the roster and looking towards the future. Because we have to get beyond this thing of we're trying to get an instant impact and win for this season. What you need to start thinking of is building a team that's going to have longevity. Look beyond just the quick fix. Look for long term. And when you look at what you have right now with the Michael Gallop, if anything, that's the last guy you want to trade, because you have to wonder about Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, you're on the chain for this year, next year. Basically, after that, you can let him go. Amari Cooper has had an injury history. Amari Cooper's getting a little bit older. And if you end up getting rid of Michael Gallup and you have CD looks to be great, but then you lose Amari Cooper to injury, then you're screwed. So Bleacher Report, sorry, that's a no-go. That's a no-go. All right, y'all. Let me get my hind parts in gear and get on to DC and get that out the way so I can get back and do some stuff with my wife and do some more stuff getting ready for game day. So look for something possibly new tomorrow morning, something I'm working on with somebody. And make sure, channel members, that you go to the community tab. There's a message for you guys of something that's really, really cool that you guys can help me with. And I'm going to start working on that this afternoon. So I need that stuff done later on this morning, early afternoon, so I can add you to it. So with that being said, I'm going to talk to you guys later. Be sure to keep spreading the mojo and stay safe.